Hello people and welcome to another Planetside 2 video. I hope you're all doing good. My name is MattiAce and here is my first air versus anti-air video. Not sure if this is going to be a series, but if it turns into a series, this is the first episode. Now most of you guys probably know that I'm a very dedicated pilot and most of my videos are about air to air, but believe me, my main focus in the ESF is not air-to-air. I have an air-to-ground setup, but lolpodding on defenseless infantry doesn't really make for that good footage, even though it might be much more valuable for the team than what you see me doing here, which is dogfighting. So I just want to get one thing out of the way first and foremost. Score per minute, kill streaks, kill death ratio. Yes, you probably are going to get a higher score or whatever if you are a successful pilot than if you would spend the same amount of time in an anti-air vehicle. Now, there are many reasons why I don't care whatsoever about these numbers, one of them being that they mean absolutely nothing in terms of skill and success, and that I am a quite experienced esports player. I do play with other experienced esports players.
Oh, Waffe? Yeah, that's how you get a good score.
Yeah.
Now, right now we're just having a little bit of fun with the game as we are waiting for the announced esports plans to kick in. But as much as Waffenar and Gunfan are wicked infantry players, they don't fly all that much. Now, one of the main reasons why you can't get the same kind of score with the anti-air weapons as you might get if you had a very successful round in an ESF is that there simply isn't going to be that much for you to kill. Because there is always going to be more people on the ground than there are in the air. And the few times when your enemy actually do spawn a lot of aircrafts, unless they have a clear upper hand on the battle, they will quickly disappear from whatever area you can cover with your anti-air weapon. And even though most of the dedicated pilots find air-to-air being the most interesting, most fun, most challenging and all that, it's probably not what's going to give you the highest score per hour. Because the biggest concentration of enemies will in most battles always be on the ground. And here is also where most of the deciding factors of the outcome of the battle will take place. And as much as a few ESFs or sometimes even one Liberator can deal a devastating blow to the enemies, this will only happen if the air goes uncontested. And if you just want to get rid of aircrafts in order to have a good fight on the ground, it really doesn't take that much. And I gotta say, there is no anti-air weapon that I have a lot of experience with. But whenever I use it, we never have any problems with air, unless we are being completely swarmed and outnumbered, but in that case, air isn't really the big problem. Now, one of the things that has been a big topic when it comes to air-to-air weapons is that many people have felt that they are completely useless whenever there are no aircrafts to fight off. And you're stuck in a unit that can't participate in the battle once you're done your job keeping your allies safe from pesky aircrafts. Now lately there has been a couple of changes down to the Skyguard and also the bursters of the max units. I will post a link in the description below this video of my Skyguard test. But in this video the only anti-air I will show you is either the burster max or a little bit of the walker that I have on my Sunderer. Now one of the things that I would say about the anti-air max is you don't want to do what I'm doing right here as straying off away from your teammates. Because one of the major strengths of the, especially the anti-air max, is its ability to function with a group of people, such as a platoon, squad, or an outfit. And the key to success in Planetside 2 is teamwork. And nothing could be more true when it comes to the anti-air, especially the max maybe. I'm not really sure if it compares the same way with the other units, but being able to get to repair while in combat, and also being able to resupply while you are firing upon your target. This is something that air cannot compete with. Instead, aircrafts needs to leave the area to get resupply or repair. You also have the ability to be revived should you be killed in your max. Now the strength with the ESFs lies in a completely different area. It will probably not show until you have spent quite a significant amount of time in it. You will most likely need to practice quite a lot before you are good at flying with an ESF. Once you know how to handle it, you can set it up so that you can engage basically any target on the battleground. An ESF will also allow you to cover the biggest area in the shortest period of time out of any unit that you will find in Planetside 2. And as much as this can be a major advantage if you know how to handle it correctly, It's very easy to overextend, and you might find yourself taking a lot of enemy anti-air fire while at the same time being surrounded with enemy aircrafts, not to mention lock-on missiles. And I know to a lot of people it is very tempting to hover when you fire on ground targets and try to stay still in the air, which is something that is very easy to do in Planetside 2. This is exactly what you should not be doing. If you miss a couple of shots or a couple of rockets when you fire upon a target, it's not the end of the world, but try to always stay in motion. And if you find yourself hovering for a second, try to get a momentum as soon as possible. Now, another thing that you should know about whether you're a pilot or if you prefer the anti-air is the so-called anti-air traps. I have fallen for them quite a few times myself, and I've also created them for my opponents. And the thing is that when you are flying nose down, firing on ground targets, one of the most dangerous things are other ESFs. You're mainly just a sitting duck to them. And there are many dedicated air-to-air pilots that take advantage of this. They mostly prefer to fly really high, especially if there is no vegetation or any structures to hide behind, like in this situation here. Many times they will use the extended afterburner fuel and stealth. Many of these pilots also have the racer chassis, and there would be no chance for somebody with my build to outrun them. Now, if you get the upper hand in a dogfight versus one of these pilots, they might actually try to rely on their speed to run away. And if you chase them, that might actually be a trap. As you can see here, this pilot tries to lure me in over the enemy anti-air. So be very careful about that. I almost fell for it this time as well. And this is where the anti-air is from these Vanner players. And if you are in an anti-air max, if you can set up a trap like this, it will be very effective. But other than that, of course, keeping track of friendly ESFs will give you a very good indication of where you will be able to pick up a frag on your opponents. There's one thing to keep in mind. Team play between air and ground can be extremely effective, and I've had quite some success using this as a tactics. So yeah, hope you will have the same experience. That is, unless you play NC or Vanu on Cobalt and you use this against me, cause that would not be appreciated one bit.
Yeah, I think the hill behind has another max.
Alright.
ID on an enemy sender.
Oh, we have a Prowler going in there as well. Let's support him. Let's make sure he stays alive.
Enemy heavy nearby.
Right. Doing my best. Oh shit.
One of the things that I found to be very useful with my setup with the ESF, which by the way will be in the description below this video, it is to use anti-air weapons for ground targets and anti-ground weapons against air. Now, it is quite tricky to do, but one of the main benefits of doing this is that you don't have to wait for your weapon to reload. Instead, you switch weapon once your reload animation has started, and that way you can continuously deal damage. So now, if you are in a max suit and you have finally been able to get rid of pesky pilots like me, like this for example, I'm forced away after taking a few shots, you might feel like, okay, so now what? Well, first of all, let me tell you, most people that actually do play this game have more experience with max suits than I do. But what you see me doing here is that I have the default anti-infantry weapon and the default anti-air weapon, one on each arm. And if you haven't yet spent enough station cash or certificates into your max suit, you can still use these weapons, and they are quite effective actually. And as you can never know when another ESF or Liberator will show up, it is quite handy to have one anti-air weapon with you. And even though you might not be very likely to deal the killing blow versus an enemy aircraft with only one burster, you will definitely help to get rid of them.
Enemy gunship in the area.
Alright, I'm gonna have to go with dual burster now.
And here I just want to let you know one of the more irritating parts of this game, as I have actually upgraded both my bursters here, but for whatever reason when I switch between the weapons, my attachments just are removed for whatever reason. It doesn't only affect the burster and this weapon, it happens to vehicles as well. And it used to be related to only the virtual reality room, but in this case I have not been in the VR training area. So anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video. There's about 5 more minutes left and I will mostly be playing with a max, and at least one of the weapons will be the burster. Now when it comes to anti-air and the maxes, there are so much more to cover. I am very unfamiliar with it, to be honest, but especially the max's multi-roll has been increased lately with the recent buff to its anti-vehicle roll. Or it's actually not a buff, it's a whole new set of weapons. But yeah, this is gonna have to be all, so please let me know what you think, and bye for now.
The guy is right behind you. Yeah. He's
I
close
see him, I
again.
see him. There.
Nice.
You got him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got him. Yeah, I got him.
Okay.
Oh, that's the
Eyes
sign.
on enemy aircraft.
Where? Yeah, bring him in with
Hostile in the air.
yeah, they're not stay around here.
Eyes on enemy aircraft.
How's that coming?
Eyes on
Yeah.
enemy aircraft. Eyes on enemy aircraft. Airborne target identified. Identified an enemy gunship.
Oh, I need ammo.
Identified an enemy
Keep hovering,
gunship.
keep hovering. That's how you do it when you fly in the air. Hover like a boss. Where the fuck am I going? I'm running out of ammo.
Eyes on hostile light assault trooper.
Enemy medic in the area.
What?
Target
Yeah, he's low.
identified.
Oh, I killed him.
Oh, with the AV turret?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Eyes on
One
enemy
more.
aircraft.
Yeah, toe to toe with an anti-air max. I have lost one.
Just a lip.
Visual on an enemy gunship.
Yeah, I'm shooting on it.
Visual on an enemy gunship.
Ah! Didn't get it. Too bad. Oh, should be one more in my Sunday. We would have killed it easy.
You are in a restricted area. The facility's lost. Fall back and regroup. Ah!